Good morning and happy Friday. You may have heard that the Supreme Court just handed down a massive 6-3 ruling striking down global tariffs. But beyond the political spin, we need to take a look at the raw balance sheet numbers. If the lower courts mandate that the government must issue refunds to the importers who paid these illegal tariffs, it creates a massive fiscal sinkhole. Here's the brutal reality of how those refunds will impact the debt, the deficit, and our economy. First, there is the spent money problem. The Treasury collected anywhere from $89 billion to upwards of $180 billion from these specific tariffs. However, that money did not sit in an escrow account waiting for the Supreme Court's ruling. It went straight to the general fund and was immediately spent or used to offset other revenue losses. Second, this is the direct expansion of the deficit. Because the federal government is already operating at a massive deficit, there is no surplus cash to pay these refunds. If a court orders Customs and Border Protection to return $100 billion to U.S. importers, the Treasury has only one option: print or borrow money, and most likely they will have to issue new Treasury bonds to cover the costs. This instantly inflates the national debt and drives the annual deficit even deeper into the red. Third, we are looking at an administrative nightmare. The sheer mechanics of refunding this money will paralyze federal trade agencies. Customs will have to process thousands of claims from corporations proving what they imported, when, and under which specific invalidated tariff schedule. This will trigger years of complex litigation, bogging down the government, and costing millions in legal and administrative fees alone. Finally, there is the economic uncertainty, or the Plan B threat. The administration claims to have a backup plan. Because the Supreme Court only ruled that the president couldn't use this specific emergency law for these global tariffs, the administration will likely try to recreate the exact same tariffs using different statutes. For the economy, this is a disaster. Businesses cannot forecast prices, hire workers, or manage supply chains when the tariff rate on materials might change overnight based on executive whiplash. That uncertainty freezes corporate investments. Ultimately, we are watching a cycle where the government illegally took money out of the economy, spent it, and will now have to borrow money with interest just to give it back.